Hello, welcome to the stream. It's been a while. I've been kind of dreading this because the thing that we have to do today is not that. We are going to, I didn't write it here. I didn't really plan this out as much. We are going to implement item slots. Did I really not write that here? I thought I did. Whatever, it doesn't matter. We are going to implement a better inventory, and doing that is daunting. Right now, we have, if I press start, we have a single inventory slot. And, well, I need there to be 12 inventory slots. And we're going to put aside that that's going to make the UI look incredibly stupid. We need to be able to have the inventory component handle all of that. And we need to do this in a way that we prepare for the next thing that we're going to be doing, which is, oh my gosh, crank out a bunch of items. So I thought, and this is a mistake, but I thought that if I take a break and I think about what this means, how I'm going to code this out, and what direction I'm going to go in, maybe this will be easy. Maybe the answer will just come to me and it'll be like 15-minute bam. And that's not what happened. What happened was I thought long and hard about what I want the end product to look like for this game, how I want the inventory to work at the very end. Like, I want to be able to drag items in, swap items around the slots. I want some slots to be like, I only accept armor, or I only accept gold, or whatever. I want some slots to be like based on like your stats. Like, you can only carry this much if your stats are low, but if your stats are high, you can carry. I thought about all this stuff that does not matter at this stage. All that we need to do is 12 inventory slots. That's it. We don't need to worry about like, well, these are the inventory slots attached to the player, but what about the inventory slots attached to like containers attached to the player? Or what about the monster's inventory slots? Or what about anything else? Don't need to think about that right now. But in the process of thinking about that, it got really easy for me to procrastinate actually doing anything, procrastinate looking at the code. And it's been long enough that I've forgotten basically all the context of my code. So this is going to be painful, and we're just going to do it, and we're going to make mistakes. And you know what? Maybe I shouldn't take breaks. I should not take breaks. That's just the moral that I've come across. If I want the code to be easier to write, I should just get better at coding. Anyway, let's go. We've got a task. I need to open up. I did think about a lot of other things too, like refactoring my code. What if we have an additional layer of components and subcomponents? What I was thinking, and this might be something I add to the list soon before I dive deep headfirst into this problem. Some of these components, we're going to be adding a lot more components. Some of these components don't need to be directly added to the player. We could have components that, as part of their responsibility, they add other components. So like, we have a position component and a mover component. And technically, there's no way we have a thing that has a position component but not a mover component. That doesn't make any sense. So what we could have done, and what I may end up doing anyway, probably off stream whenever I need to keep the momentum of code going, I can rewrite the position component to say, okay, position component, you happened. Also, is your parent a character body 2D? If so, also create a mover component, slap it on free of charge. Anytime we have a position component, think about if we're also going to have a mover component for free. We can additionally set that up to be like, here's a variable. If it's true, then do that. If it's false, then don't do that. So we could have a situation where we have a character body 2D for some reason, but we don't want it to move. But if we do that, then if we look at our player and we look at our mob, we can remove the mover component. Wait, mover components already have a position component, don't they? Is that true? Oh, they do. Yeah. No, they don't. What? Whatever. Will that make the code better? No. Will that make the game better? No, it will not. Will it help in some way? Maybe. But I might do that. I might rewrite these components to be more. A component can initialize another component in certain contexts, and in the long run that might pay off. And if it doesn't, whatever. Anyway, let's look at our inventory component. This is the thing we're going to be upgrading. It's already got a lot of code. When I say a lot of code, it has 37 lines of code. It's not that much. We have an item slot. We need to upgrade this to an array. I've heard that arrays don't have setters and getters. I mean, they do, but they suck. I haven't actually researched that, so I'm going to research that right now. Setter array. I'm sorry. All right, I'll stick to Googling. Google. Did I just Google? Yes, I did. Godot setter function array. The setter only called when you set the value of the variable. So if you change the contents of the variable, it doesn't do anything. All right, that's a problem. We don't want that. There is a way around that. We could create a inner class. No, that's not. We could create a data structure. We could create a resource. I mean, the simple way around this is to say like var item slots array item equals that. We put this here to tell everyone never reference this, and then we just make the functions to get and set, and then we just respect our decision. That's kind of not. I'm not happy with that because that requires me to be cognizant of those functions. The reason I like setters and getters is because I can just modify it. There's no way it doesn't get called. I can just do whatever. It feels natural, and I always get it always happens. I'm always good. If I'm ever like, I'll just call item slots the six slot in item slots, and I mess around with that because I'm like tired or fatigued or whatever, I lose that. That's part of the reason why I'm very, very keen on doing things the Godot way, because then if I run out of brain power but I keep coding for some reason, I don't code myself into bug town. We've got the item slot name. Right, because we can't synchronize on an item slot. We have to synchronize on a string. I think that's like, we can make an array of, arrays are objects. No, arrays are built-ins. I think I looked this up. Arrays can be synchronized, so we're good. I think we're just going to have to go for it. Add item to inventory as a function. We can just continue using this function. What do we do if... so we can just take all of this logic and put it here into the add item to add item to inventory function. How much of this function do I need to recycle? Okay, if the item slot, okay, if we're putting an item in here and it's not already here, then set it. If item slot name is equal to the name of the item slot, right? Else the name is equal to that. And the name is referring to the ID, not like potion, but like one object or two object or three object, because we need a unique name for every object. So otherwise set it to blank. Yeah, get it out of there. Okay. And then if the parent name is equal to the unique ID, if I'm the parent, then update the UI. Okay. And then emit a signal item slot changed. Are we using this? Hold on, I need to cough. Maybe I should take a cough drop before every game or every stream. If we're using this signal, I'll preserve it. We're not using it. we're emitting it, but not using it. I am happy to add that signal back in once we need it, but I don't want to add signals before I need them because that's just bloat, and I'm good. So we're going to scrap this logic. The item slot name. Why is this? Oh, that's a huge problem. Wait a minute. We're relying on this because the synchronizer is setting this, and then that's how we are synchronizing. When we change the string, we also change the item. How are we going to get the synchronizer to call? Can we make the synchronizer not use a setter function? All right, we got to look up setters. Setter array. No, setter. Okay, let's look up the multiplayer synchronizer. Godot multiplayer synchronizer. If we can define a setter for this, then we're okay. Otherwise, we're in trouble because I don't know how we synchronize what we could do, that's super jank, but what we could do is we could just have the string and then just put every item in that string. And then every time we change the item, we rebuild the string. That's really bad. I would rather not do that. Is there a way to tell this thing, set it using a setter function? Maybe there is, but let me, okay, Godot multiplayer synchronizer array. Oh, good. This is closed. Okay. Please tell me this is a bug that was fixed. Okay. It was fixed. All right. We don't need to worry about this. It was fixed. Don't worry about it. Okay. I don't want to use an RPC. That would not be good. Use a notifying setter signal. I don't think there's a way for me to use a signal without a setter. Am I absolutely sure that there isn't a way to do a setter on an array? Gotta sneeze. Okay. I want to detect when an array changes, so I use this hoping that it works the same way as other variables. Turns out it doesn't work because append doesn't trigger the set function. Create a custom class extending ref counted. Store the array in the class as a private variable. Objects are a lot slower than arrays, but unless you need it to access hundreds more times per frame, it shouldn't have a noticeable impact. The problem is we can't synchronize that. Hello, how's game dev going? It's going. We're stuck, but we'll get over this hump. We just need to figure out a way to. We have this item slot name, and that's what we're using the multiplayer synchronizer on. And I need this to be a wait. Why do I need this to be an array? I don't actually need this to be an array. I could just what if instead of this we create an array of inventory components, and then we have like an inventory bundle component. I should not call them that. I should rename them. This should be like inventory slot component, and then inventory is one or more inventory components. And then I don't need an array. I don't need to mess with this code at all. And then we take the inventory slot manager component and we make that handle, and we're good. That would work. Is there any reason not to do that? That's less efficient than a node, or less efficient than an array, but nodes are not that heavy, so I'm not. In synchronizers, we need to synchronize it anyway. Having a million billion synchronizers is actually not that big a deal versus having one super mega synchronizer. So, yeah, no, I think that would work. What we're going to do is we're going to rename this inventory component to something smart, like inventory unit component. And then we're going to create a new inventory component, and that is going to have an array of inventory components. And it's okay because each of those inventory components has its own synchronizer. So we get around the problem of needing to synchronize an array. We're not doing that. Now I want to think about, does that bottleneck us in the future? Does that become something that is impossible to manage? I hope not. I hope not. I think this is actually probably the best we can do. So let's go ahead and rename this inventory slot. Let's make it a subcomponent. You are no longer a component. You will no longer be managing. I guess that's not true. We do need to think about more long-term what the UI is going to be like. Not yet. And class name inventory slot. You are now an inventory slot. We are going to, yes, we need to, we are no longer registering this component. We are going to put that in charge in the new inventory component that we're about to declare. All right. And this needs a script. Okay. Let's just hard code the number of slots for now. Const num slots equals 12, because that's the requirement. On ready, we'll have a var of item slots. Inventory slot equals that. Class name inventory component. Okay. We'll want to keep track of our parent. Of course, we want to do that. Yep. Actually, we want to copy this and put that there. And then we want to create a dozen inventory slots, and for I in range num slots, what we can do is is it initialize? How do you call a... Is it load inventory load inventory slot dot initialize? How do you instantiate a scene? Instantiate. This won't work. I need to pass in the actual that. Yeah. Let me copy the UID. Oh. Come on. Work with me, Godot. Work with me. All right. We have an item slot. We're just adding it to our array. All right, there we go. We're done. We need this to be able to handle. Hold on. Can I pass parameters? Cannot pass parameters directly when using instantiating a pack scene. Using instantiate, the standard workaround is to define and call a custom initialization function before adding to the scene tree. It's okay. We can just an inventory slot knows that the parent is equal to get parent.parent. Do I need that? I might not need a parent for my inventory slots anymore because the inventory slot is not directly doing anything. No one should be directly calling an inventory slot. They should be calling the inventory component. So what if we just don't have this? We still need to fix this. Right. Huh. Maybe the inventory slot should not be responsible for updating the UI, but the inventory slot could call the parent. Who do I want to be responsible for updating the UI? Inventory component? That means we'll have to redraw every bit of the UI. If we do it from the inventory slot, that does not necessarily mean... But, no, wait. Because each inventory slot doesn't know where the inventory slot doesn't know which UI element to update because it has no idea if it's the first one, if it's the fifth one, if it's the ninth one. It just knows it exists. The inventory component knows that. So we should move this out of here. We should move this into the inventory component. And then when are we calling add item to inventory? Why don't I just search that? We're calling it in the RPC handler. Okay, so I think if we just move this entire function into here, the RPC handler doesn't care. We need to be able to, instead of just putting it in an item slot, we need to actually figure out which item slot is free. Do we want to just do this the naive way? It's probably fine to do it the naive way. Because the alternative is we track how full... No, we shouldn't. We should just do it the naive way. For slot in item slots, if slot item slot is empty. Then we say slot.item slot equals item param. And we add it as a parent. Hi, hello, Mig Creates Games, welcome. If we if we get to this point, we could probably just say return. And we should also add some code in there about like slot.updateUI. We should track which slot this is. But we don't. Oh. Mig Creates Games, thank you for the raid. Appreciate it. Welcome, raiders. We're just working on making the inventory able to hold more than one item. I love fish. Awesome. It has been... the challenging part of this is because we're doing it in a multiplayer setting. And the way that we are updating the code is we have a string, and we are updating the string, and we're having Godot say, okay, I can update it. I can keep a string synchronized. Are you working on a dungeon crawler? Yeah. Oh, were you working on a dungeon crawler as well? Yeah. How was your stream? Sorry, I've been a little sucked into thought right now. But what were you up to? Take a drink of water. Good stuff. I thought this would be a really, really challenging problem, and it kind of is. So I've psyched myself up for this problem, which, if I draw it on a whiteboard, is probably really, really simple and easy. What was I doing? I lost track. Right, updating the UI. It would be best if the item slot knew which UI piece to update. But I don't know how to do that. So we create an inventory slot, and then it needs to somehow magically figure out where in the UI it is. You know what? Let's do. It's always challenging dealing with code. It's just more complicated than it needs to be every time. If we create in this func, we go, okay, I exist. Let me add myself to the UI. And then it goes to the UI and it creates, what are we doing? A color rect or something? Yeah, a color rect for now. Everything is placeholder. It's all placeholders all the way down. We need to know the parent's name. So we need this, and we actually, what do you mean? No. We need to get the parent of the inventory component. Will there be a time we'd prefer behavioral true over state machines? Yes, there will be someday. Vice versa. Those the advantages and disadvantages, you know? It's like vanilla and chocolate. Let's take this UI node. Let's pull it out. And we, do I need to create a new scene just for this UI element? I guess. No, I don't. No, I don't. Where is this script coming from though? Where are these, or where is this coming from? Set item. UI inventory point. Okay. I have my own script for this. I should just make it a scene. I should just make my own scene that uses this script. No, I'll just make a UI folder. Get this in here. That's probably going to break something. Create new scene inventory slot. And we're a user interface. Is that... That's a control. Okay, yeah, that's a control. Good. Is there a way for me to access this without making this a scene? Maybe I don't need this scene, because this is, I can just name this class. Class name UI inventory slot. We can just declare it, and then we can make it a func, like on create, make a color rect that is, where is it? Where have we defined this? Right here. And there's a signal. So we can just connect that signal in the ready function. Throw this away. Color rect contains a label, and what is this? A texture rect. Okay. Oh, geez. Okay. Why do we have a texture rect inside of a color rect? Why did I do that? Did I get insane? Why would I do that? This is nonsense. Hold on, let me actually look at it, because there's probably a good reason. That reason is this is the color rect. Yeah, and then this is just the actual item. So I do want this. I do want there to be a color rect. Oh geez. Oh geez. Yeah, I should make this a scene. Create new scene. All right. UI inventory slot. This is going to be a color rect. Oh, it burns. Make it black. Okay. Make it 32 by 32, because that is the world we live in. How do I do that? Define the size, please. Let me clap my hands together and we will get the 32 by 32. I could set the minimum size. Maybe that'll also set the maximum size. Nope, that's not how minimum works. Transform. Oh, here we go. Okay. Excellent. Perfect. All right, now we add a child node. That's a label. The only reason I had a label was as a placeholder. Do I need this label? No, I don't. I don't need this. Do I? No, I don't need this label. Could I have swapped these? Could I just put the color rect inside of here and it'll still work? I think so. No, because then the children get drawn over the parent. So this does need to be the order. But what if What if we take this inventory slot? Nope, not that one. What if we take, where's my scripts? What if we take this inventory slot? We make this extend color rect, and then it creates a texture rect inside of it. And anytime we call these functions on the color rect object, it just passes them through. I think we can do that. Okay, so first of all, I really don't want to declare a scene. I don't want this scene. I really don't. And then we need a function ready. This is the point where we say, hey, set my size to self.transform layout size. That's this, right? There's your 32. Okay. And we got to make those floats. Otherwise, Godot will yell at me. And I hate being yelled at by Godot. We need to set the color so we don't get blinded. That's it, right? Then we need to create our texture rect. Don't call it texture rect. Item graphics. No. No, just call it texture rect. We need to set texture rect.size equals vector to 32.0, 32.0. And then I think all we have to do is change these to texture rect. And then we're done? Question mark? Oh, no, we need to connect the signal. What's the signal? On GUI input. GUI input. GUI input. Dot connect on. There we go. Now we're done. Done. Okay. So each inventory slot, when it is created fresh, it needs to create a UI node, which is going to be a UI inventory slot. And then it also needs to go into the parent we need to add this color rect to the main here, but we only want to do that if this. In fact, we only want to do this if this is our UI node. We don't want to do this if somebody else updates their inventory and we get that event. We don't want to update our inventory node or our slot. So let's grab this. Inventory point. No, this is the color rect. Huh. I don't want to just add them to the VBox container because I want to have like a 4x3 grid of items. So if I add them to the VBox container, it'll just be like one big line down. Ooh. Okay, so we need a UI handler of some kind. Maybe we don't. Maybe we can just be really clever. Because what we can do is we can grab this VBox. No, we can grab this HBox. And we can look at it and we can say, how many children do you have? Do you have 4 children? Look at the next HBox. How many children do you have? 2 children? Add me. Add me. Done. How many children do you have? 4? Okay, let's go to the next one. There are no more? Make a new one. Add me. We can do that. Maybe that'll work. We can have each... Why do I... Go away. Don't save. I'm trying desperately not to make these into scenes. Because these are placeholders, and I plan to replace them soon, so I don't want to... if I make them scenes, they will be very permanent. Yes, so we'll get... This is not the right thing. I'm looking at the wrong thing. That's why I'm confused. What we'll do is we'll grab this, and I've already done that. Okay. We will actually grab the VBox container, HBox container. No, we'll grab the VBox container. Then we'll say, can we get every HBox? Godot get child node by type. All of them. Okay, so there's a find children method. Let's actually prove that. Find children. Oh, that does exist. Okay, find all descendants of this node whose names match pattern, returning an empty array if no match is found. Yeah, this is what we need. Can we find by type, or do we have to find by name? We can do find by name. Oh no, there's a type. Oh, this is amazing. So we could just pass in a pattern of asterisk, and then we set the type to HBox container. We'll get all the HBoxes, and then we go through each one and we say, do you have 4 things? And if they say yes, we move to the next one. If you say we have 4 things, then, you know, okay. I don't need to, I'm repeating myself. Let's do this. Find children, type equals HBox. Okay, we have all the HBoxes. Okay, but I think I need to grab this. Do one of those. Assignment is not allowed inside of an expression. What assignment am I doing inside of an expression? Oh, is it because I did type? Oh, this has to be a string. That's why. Is that right? Was I supposed to do like type? No, that's I guess that's how that works. Okay, good. You'll stop yelling at me. HBox. HBox. Godot. Get how many? Get number of children. There's a function get child count. If hbox dot get child count equals 4 or is less than 4, boom. UI node dot add, nope, hbox dot add child UI node. Return, we're done, we're done. Otherwise, if we go through every HBox and we didn't add the child yet, let's make a new one. Hold on, let me grab this. Var UI equals base equals that. UI base dot add child hbox container dot new. No, that doesn't work. Var hbox equals hbox container dot new. Hbox dot add child UI node, and then we add the hbox. Okay. Theoretically, that should be it? Question mark? I don't even need this line anymore. We good? Did I done? Like, I'm trying to think, like, what am I missing? We can hide this. No, we can just delete it. We're not using it anymore. Okay. Instantly crash. All right, we're missing something. We can't access parent on a base object of type character body 2D. This should never be calling a character body to. Oh, because we're get parent dot parent. No, we should. How is this? How is a character body 2D calling this? How is that happening? How is that happening? When we get to this point, our parent variable should be set. So we don't, this isn't, so this is returning a character body 2D, and we're trying to put it here. Is what I'm gathering, and this is hating that for some reason. No, that can't be true. Get parent. Okay, wait a minute. Wait, there's an easy way to figure this out. Let me look at the player. Nope, that's not the player. Where's the player? There you are. All right, you've got this inventory component. You've got an inventory slot synchronizer, but you don't have an inventory slot. What if we just hit OK? Do we hit another? Do we hit this again? No. All right, let's just make that happen again. Why is that invalid? What if we just do get parent twice? But that works? Hold on. Where's my inventory? Oh, okay. I see the problem. The problem is that we are not calling our inventory component. We are calling our inventory slot scene because in the player, this is not the right thing. Yeah, this is the wrong thing. Get that out of here. I want an inventory component. No, I want an inventory component. And I think the way we've done this, that's the only thing that has an inventory component. So far, yes. And we can just roll on. All right, please give me 12. I didn't get any. All right. Invalid function, non-existent function initialized and packed base pack scene. I'm sorry, what? Why is that non-existent? Okay, so first of all, that is true. Why is this a non-existent function? Is it instantiate, not initialize? That was the problem. All right, so now we have 12. Do you see 12 color recs up here? I don't. Okay, let's check the inventory. What nonsense do we have waiting? Nothing. There's nothing in here. Okay. Why would that be? Okay. First of all, did we call the inventory slot component? Are we getting here? Print. We got here. We're not getting there. Okay. Are we getting here? We're not getting there. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. I don't need to just add this to the item slots. I need to add it as a child. Right. Because it never gets readied if it never gets added as a child. Do I need to add this as an item slot? I think I do. We got there. Okay. Now we see there's still no color X, and this still doesn't have the thing, but we got here. Okay. Let's go back to the inventory slot. Did we get here? All right, that's good. This is where I imagine, oh, we're actually getting here. Okay. Because I was imagining that like, oh, this is wrong. Like the parent is wrong or something. No, we got here. Did we get here? Yeah, we got there. Why is our thing not thinging? Oh, it's because I'm looking at the, why are there so many? Huh. Is that right? So there are color X here. Okay, where does my item go if I pick that up? Instantly crashes. We can't do this because I never fixed that function. Got it. That's fine. I want to know what is going on up here. Where is my inventory? Get out of here, you. Okay, if I... No, I'm not sure. Okay, let me separate monitor. Yeah, I see nothing. It's just not there. It's empty. All right, let's inspect this. What is this? Size 00. Oh. Don't I set the size to not be 00? Did I goof? Did I just forget to do that? I'm setting the size. It's being set. I mean, we're getting here. And our size is self.size. Okay. Maybe if we figure out why this is happening, that might uncover a flaw with the logic. So over here, print hbox. What are we looking at? Okay. What if we print the find children? Oh, you know what? No, never mind. Because these are all hbox containers, so... Okay. It's always returning one thing. It's always returning one thing, and that should not be. So this is hbox container. This is called hbox container. This is called at hbox container 13 at hbox container 16. I thought I was being clever and working around that because we're not matching it based on the name of the thing. We're matching it based on the type. And this should be returning an array. This method can be very slow. Consider storing references to the found nodes in a variable. To find a single descendant node matching a pattern, see find child. I mean, we could just do get children. We could just do get children. That would work theoretically. There should only be hboxes containers in this thing. But I feel like that shouldn't be necessary. Like, we should just be good to go. I mean, that did fix it. We have the correct number of hbox containers now. The problem is the hbox containers are not here because the color recs are size 0.0. Why? Okay. Okay, we don't need to print this. It works. We know that works. We're getting here. Let's go to the UI and our size is set here correctly. You know what? I need to add the text direct as a child. Nope. Add child texture rect. I don't know if that fixes anything, but we got to do it. Okay, let's look at the remote. Size 0.0. But we have a text direct also size 0.0. Oh, why is this happening? Oh, I need to drink water. All right. Something is changing this thing's size after I add it. Okay, hold on. Godot color control changing size after being added to hbox container. Y is control changing size. Is this really how, like, okay, sure. I feel like I'm peeking behind the curtain of the AI, of the LLM. It's just putting links out like this now. I guess I want to verify this. Is this actually true or am I being lied to? Okay, that's a real link. Good. Good sign. Oh, we could set the minimum size. We could do that instead of size. Give me a tutorial on containers. Size. Let's just minimum size this thing instead of size and see what happens. I bet it works. Update minimum size. That's actually not the function I want. There's a property, minimum size. I just want to update it. It might not be here because it might be inherited. Oh no, this is control. It should be minimum custom minimum size. Why is that not a property? There's probably a good reason. This is a property. Okay, let's go ahead and... Oh, yeah. Oh, it works. Okay, hold on. Moment of truth. Just kidding. We never implemented get pickup item. No, I did. Wait, what? I did for slot and item slots. If that is empty, add the item. I did do that. All right. Yeah, no. Okay, attempt to call function add item to inventory and base null instance on a null instance. Yeah, I got egg on my face. It's because we never registered this thing. That's the problem. No, it's registered right here. That's not the problem. Go back to this. Oh, whoa. Well, what is this? Get player sender node dot get node. Well, that should still work. Because we still have... Why is it called an inventor component? Oh no. Oh no. That's a dumb reason for it to not work. No, don't rename the player. Rename this. First of all, we shouldn't be doing it like this. We should just be... We have the object. We should just be able to... Object handler dot get me the... Get inventory component. Where did the function go? Oh my gosh. No, I'm trying to delete you. I don't want you anymore. Where's the function that I need? Oh, you can stop. We're not doing anything. Call this function. Yeah, that should work. Should have just been doing that to begin with. Okay, and now we get an item and it's in. All right, there are more items on this map. I added them. So let's go get item number 2. Why? You can't stop me. Oh, you can stop me. Oh, move. I just want to... It didn't work. It didn't work. Okay, if I... Wait, why is it working now? What? Okay, we can't execute this if it's null. There. What we should do is we should say if target. Yeah. That's a pretty simple fix. Let's try just testing that. Yeah, okay, we can right click on empty slots and not crash the game. A+. Okay, so we pick up an item. Okay. You come out. I should not be placed. I should just have like 10 of these. All right. Let me just make that happen. Item map. Item map. I said item map. All right. This is actually an item. Trust me. Okay. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Why is that happening? Why are they like that? Oh no, I wish I could let me pick up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, then let's go over here and see, do we actually have 4 things in our inventory? There's something in there. We have the 13 item and we have the 0 item. And then the rest of these are null. Where did the items go? Where did they go? Okay, this says it's owned. This says it's not owned. Sure. Owned. Not owned. Owned. Right. I didn't think about how my collector component. It should not matter. That should not be affecting the UI the way it is. But I did not consider, like, how does the collectible component feel about these changes that we've made? Because this thing is supposed to track who's holding it. But it's actually tracking the player, or it's tracking the mob that's holding it. It's not tracking the component. So it actually shouldn't matter at all. Let's go to our inventory component. For slot and item slots, and this should be 12 things here. If the item slot is empty, print slot. Let's see what we're getting with. The first one should be nothing. Wait, why is the side? Whatever. Okay, 1. Still 1. Oh, node 4. 2. 3. So it is here. It is in my inventory. It's just not being reflected here. Huh. It is working the system. So We have a UI node and we may, okay, so print setting item. By the way, I am self. Okay, color rect number 4. Where's the setting item? Why isn't it setting item? Hello? There's no set item. Okay, so we figured out that this is not the problem. The problem is happening before this. All right, we don't need this anymore. So set item, where are we calling that? I know where we're calling that, but I would like Godot to tell me where we're calling that. We're calling it right here. All right, so if X. The reason we have this is to prevent going into an infinite loop here. But are we getting like backstabbed by the multiplayer synchronizer? So if I print, if I print here, we should see the exact same behavior in the print lines. $13 item? Nothing. Nothing, but we should see, I don't know what this is, 11 item? Yeah, okay. So let's go here, print X. Are we getting to here every time? We're getting there twice. That's not good. We're getting there once. Okay. So this is being called on the server, but not on the client. That should not be the case. The client should be getting called because this is set to synchronize. Did I do something wrong with the synchronizer? Did I never set this up? No, it's set up. Item slot name, on change, replicate. Okay, no, that I don't know why this is getting called. We're not there yet. What? How is that? What? Oh, no. That makes sense because that's to stop an infinite loop. Okay, but then the item slot name did not get updated. We did a get on 5 item, but there's no update. Where's the update? Where's the 5 item? The 5 item has no. It's not been put anywhere. Is it correct on the server? If we look at the server, what does the server think we have? This might not be the server. I don't know which one the server is. It's correct on the server, so it's not synchronized. For whatever reason, this is not synchronizing. And that's annoying. Do I need to change something? I don't know. Okay, well, what if I pick up a potion, then drink it every time? Works great. It only desyncs if I pick up... I need a drink. Am I insane? Okay, so this is supposed to replicate, and it's not. Could it be not replicating because the name of this has gotten like disconnected from the name of this? Let me check that. So we pick that up, and then we pick this up, and we're disconnected now. Okay, we've desynced. Look at the remote. This is not a... Check the inventory. This looks like the server. The UI node is null, but I think that's fine because the server doesn't care. Okay. Huh. Yeah, that desynced. Okay. So, okay, wait a minute. This is called node 6. Node at 6. What is it called on the other client? Node 4. Oh. That's the problem. The inventory slot name is wrong. That's why it's desyncing. Because why is it still called inventor component? Why is it trolling me like that? I thought I fixed it. Didn't I fix it? It's still inventory component. Did I not change that? Rename. Okay. Problem. Is this a solvable problem? It should be. It should be. The only thing that needs to happen is that these things need to have the same names on server and client. Why are the names different? I wonder. Like, not this one. This one's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Why is that? Why does it start at 4? And then why does it just jump to... Why does it not jump? But then over here... It starts at 6 and then it jumps by 3 every time. Why? Well, what we can do, I think what we can do is we can say, keep track of how many inventory slots you've made. And then name this thing inventory slot 1, inventory slot 2, inventory slot 3, and so on and so forth when you load them up. Godot rename scene. Hold on. Encode. No, encode. You cannot programmatically rename the scene file. I don't want to rename the scene file. I want to rename. It's just .name. Okay, I've done this already too. I'm already doing this with the players and the items. And why am I looking this up? It's because I'm out of brain power. I'm out of brain power. That's just how it is. Var num spawned instances equals 0. Okay. We are going to say num spawned instances plus equals 1. I want no off by 1. Then we're going... What do you mean not I declare the current scope? Oh, yeah. Then we're going to item slot dot name equals... dot format num spawned. What a weird bug. Oh, I did it again. I should just get rid of the S. Oh wait, I don't need to pick any. I should just do it. It works. Excellent. Excellent. We've solved one bug. There, hold on. Yeah. We got that jank resize. Technically, this is a success. This does fulfill the objective that I set out for myself. Item slots, done. Could drink potions because that's the only item. It's not really even in the game. It's just a placeholder. All right. Oh, wait, I didn't. I would like to confirm the names of these nodes before I move on. Let's go over here. Wow, what am I doing? There we go. Perfect. Perfect. We don't need to store this number. We could actually just have it in ready and then throw it away. I don't need it full time. Perfectly happy. Just get that out of here. We're done. Yeah. Great. Let's I just need a moment to appreciate. I want to get rid of this. Get rid of that print line. There it is. Get that out of here. Okay, it'll crash if we fill up, right? I need to add logic for what if we pick up a 13th item? What do we do then? I also need to make that hidden by default. Why am I fighting you? Oh, it just doesn't do anything. That's great. That's actually great. I know there are more potions. Maybe there aren't actually. Great, it didn't crash. You know what? That's a bonus. I will take that. Let's get basic chat in. What did I set myself here? A button to highlight, whatever. Do all this stuff that I haven't done yet. Oh man, I need to look up sound buses. Mess around with the health component. Think about just not having an RPC. Okay, yeah, this is all stuff I should have done. Let's get basic chat in. That's super simple. That'll take like 15 minutes on a good, on a like fully running brain. We just take our chat UI element. We're gonna add a new thing. What's the thing that lets us type things into the thing? Line edit. Also, I think we want to take this HBox container. We want to add a button. Do we want to add a button? I don't actually know. What does that look like right now? That's perfect. Oh, no, it isn't. Wait a minute. This is horrible. No, that's not perfect. Where's this HBox? Why is it doing that? Start at the beginning. Oh my God. Send. Let's set a minimum length of not that. 300. Sure. What? It's fine. Can we make this 9pat, this rect? Let's make it like, yeah. Oh my God. Could you be bigger, please? 96. That's fine. Okay. We have this box. Text chat box. And we have this button, the send button. All we need to do is, first of all, let me make sure this works. Yeah, that works. We'll hit send. It will clear this box and it'll RPC a message to the server that's like received chat, and then the server will RPC it back to all the clients. Which we have the function to RPC out already from the server to the clients. Let's go to RPC handler. Send chat to clients. We just RPC that function. Func RPC any peer func submit chat. I don't know. Message. Chat handle. Nope. Send chat to clients RPC message. That's not actually correct. We need to also append the name of the person who sent it. So we need var sender equals. Come on, I've done that before, right? I've never had sender checked before. Get sender player node. Sender.name. Message. There we go. Okay, now we're done. Now we just go to the button. The chat button. Oh no, this is the button. We look for the signal. We need to attach a script to it. Chat send button. UI. We connect the pressed signal to on send button pressed. Where is it? What did I just connect? Where is it? What is this? Oh, I connected it to main. Excellent. That's not what I wanted. Disconnect. Connect to... Oh, I guess I don't need a script, actually. I could just put it in main. That seems like a function that I could put in main. Yeah, let's detach the script. Close, discard. Okay. Let's try that again, but this time let's connect it to main. On chat send. Why are we here? I closed you. You're gone. You don't exist anymore. Get out of here. Why wouldn't you go here? Dot text. RPC handler dot submit chat dot RPC ID 1 this dot text equals nothing. All right, that should be it. We have client the first and client the second. Astif. Why is this not working? What? Wait a minute. All right, server. Okay, we have a player. Let's move. We don't have a second player? Why is this how long has this been broken? Oh my goodness. Okay, hold on. That crashed. Okay. Well, before we can troubleshoot this, let's troubleshoot why we can't have more than one player connect. That seems important. So... client, and they are appropriately named, and then we have a second client. They exist. They're connected. I don't know why this one is here, but let's look at the remote. I only see one player here. Did the second player not get spawned? Yeah, no, that's consistent. There's only one player. Second player was never spawned. Let's look at the thing that spawns players. Oh, wait. Wait a minute. Network handler. Where's the thing that spawns players? On player join? Could be a main script. Could be a network handler. No. What the heck is this? Ah, okay. Not the combat component. Combat handler. Yeah, this is not where the players spawned. But where is the player spawned? Player. Oh no. Player is a part of the word multiplayer. So it's going to be in everything. RPC handler? It shouldn't be in there. No, it's not in here. Network handler, input handler, chat handler. Could it be in here? No. Oh, that one is probably an error. Oh, I know what the problem is. I know this is not a problem. This is actually working as intended. The problem is the name here is defaulting to nothing. We can't have the same dude with the same name. So it was actually working the whole time. I'm just dumb. Now we can work on troubleshooting why this is not working. Okay. First of all, RPC handler. Are we calling this function? Are we talking to the server? Oh, we talking. All right. Okay, it's getting there. Send chat to clients, RPC. Let me interrogate how that works. Oh, no, I had it right. No, hold on. Function, send chat to clients. No, that should be right. This looks... Oh, I mean, this isn't it. This looks right. The only thing is we're not calling RPC handler because this is the RPC handler, so it shouldn't be necessary, but print. And we getting here for sure. Okay. Okay. There's nothing stopping us from sending blank messages. What is happening here? Cannot create tile. Method expected one argument, but called with 3. Oh. Oh, this isn't right. Okay. Go away. Go away. Okay, so this is the wrong call. Oh, it's because I thought this would concatenate into 1. And it will if I do this. Or if I do this. There we go. Okay. Okay, solved problem. Okay, so we have 2 clients. There we go. 565346566 just said asked if. It's not showing up on the server. The server, nothing. Curious. Can the server say something? No, the server cannot talk. I think that's not ideal, but that's fine because the server is going to be headless in the long run. So that's not a hard problem to solve. If we need to solve it, we can. I would prefer if I press enter that it sends. Well, let's get that in, and then I should take the W's and stop there, because the next task is going on an item spree, and I'm not ready to start that, and I'm not going to do that in one day. And I don't have. I would prefer to have art, and I have no art, so let's just make it so that we press enter on this text box and then we're done for the day. We don't overdo it. We don't want to overdo it. We don't want to kill ourselves. We take the W. And we stop. Is there a signal? Text submitted. Oh, that's exactly it. Yes. Connect to main. No, connect to main. How do I? Oh wait, this is the wrong thing. This is the name. This one. Connect. Can I connect it to an existing function? There we go. There we go. 2. Probably should not be able to send blank messages. Let's disable that. And we should actually disable it here, but also disable it on the RPC side. We'll do that in the future. If okay, server 1, 2, okay. First of all, nothing. Okay. There's one more change I want to make. But first, let me get rid of these print lines. So we're getting the sender name, and that's getting the node name, but I don't want the node name. The player has a player name. Let's grab that. I never set that up. Why would that work? Why would that work? Why would that work? Let's go to player. It should be adding that player name in here. If it's not, then whoops. No, it's right there. Player name equals network handler player name. That's not a synchronized value. No, wait. Does it need to be? Does that need to be synchronized? Okay. If I'm the server, blah, 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 I don't know what this is. This is not set for me. If I'm the client, this is set for me, but no one else knows what yeah, okay, that should just be a synchronized value. How about, no, if it's synchronized, then the server has to set it. Okay. How did I expect this to work? Assert player name. What am I doing here? So we get the sender ID for name and network handler.connected players. If the name exists, then we send the response code 1, and I never defined the error message for that, so we just literally get a 1 and that's it. Otherwise, connected player, we add the name param. We should probably track which player has which name. Is that what this is? Connected players. Where's connected players? Oh, this is not the network handler. This is the RPC handler. So we have a list of connected players, but we don't have any clue who is what. Brilliant. What if we make connected players a dictionary instead? Oh my gosh. Does that work? Type dictionaries require exactly 2 collection element types. How do I declare a dictionary? Okay, here we go. Dictionary string in, oh, I see. Okay. So we are going to pass in an int for now. I think in the future, in the near future, the player. No, never mind. Nope, I didn't say that. Nope, don't worry about it. We're going to want to rename the player object. We don't want the player object to just be an int. I think we want that to be like player 1 player, or 2 player, or 3 player. But that doesn't have to affect us here because we're not going by the player object name. We're going by the multiplayer peer ID. Yeah, so connected players. Let's go to the RPC handler. When we are adding the connected players, we're not appending anymore. That's ridiculous. That's not a real thing. That's fake. Connected players dot. Are we appending? Do we append to a dictionary? I thought we like set. Yeah, it's set. Why does it think that's an append? Did I not save? Is that the problem? Pretty sure I saved. Dot append. Oh no, it's gone. Okay, set. Sender ID. Name. Okay, and now all we have to do in the RPC handler, instead of sender name, string sender ID, which is multiplayer.getRemote sender ID. I can just grab this and skip this function entirely. Or maybe I should do like network handler dot connected network handler connected players dot get, pass in that, and then we're set. We rocked. We rolled. Player 1, player A. All right. Great. Wait, what? Oh, why didn't I connect? There's something else going on. Invalid operands, int and string and operator. Oh, right, because this is a dictionary now. So I need to dot values. Come on. Oh, did I just not press the button? Why is it called RPC handler? What? That's not right. What did I do? What is this returning? Okay, so does that mean... All right, hold on. Let's start this up. ABC, DEF. Okay, now let's go into the remote. I said let's go into the remote. Tell me what is in the network handler. We've got a dictionary size too. It contains 199507631, and it is called RPC. Oh, everyone's name is RPC handler. Why? Did I add the wrong sender ID name? What is name? Oh, name doesn't exist outside of this for loop. It should be name param. 3, 5, 6. Hi. We're done. We did it. What if I drink a potion? Yeah, this is still a work in progress. Let's just dust our hands off. That's working. And we can go into our doc and we can say done. Basic chat. This is going to be important later on. Because I do expect to have game mechanics hinging on being able to type things into the chat box. Stage 0. We're still on stage 0. Just need to remember that. Don't get bogged down in like what it should look like 6 months from now. Let's just focus on today. Getting the scaffolding built so that we can build stage 1, so that we can build stage 2. All right, this is productive, and I am glad that I didn't bang my head into the wall and be unable to solve either of these problems. That's always a risk, so always got to take satisfaction in being able to write code. Ooh, next fest in less than 12 hours. Oh, shoot. Well, there goes my plans for coding, because I'm absolutely doing next fest. Next fest is awesome. I'm just going to be playing demos. But it means that we're not going to be doing the item data spree. Oh, well. Anyway, let me see who we're going to raid. We'll raid here. Alrighty, folks. Well, this has been fun. I was gonna say, write your code, and I endorse just writing code versus procrastinating. Even if you're not writing good code, just keep the momentum. That's what I plan on doing. But then I'm not planning on doing that. So, anyway, thanks for watching, y'all. Hope you had a good time. Hope this was fun. See you all next time. Oop, once again.